Yes, people, back again with another What's Going On podcast. Please hit that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. A lot to talk about this week. Champions League knockout stage is back. For some people, they're not in it. For some, they are. Hopefully, we'll get to the next round. We're playing Porto tonight, 8 o'clock kickoff. So I want to try and see if I can catch a little bit of that. Not only that, we want to be talking about the weekend's game that has gone. Some managerial changes that are going to be happening at the end of the season. A certain Tuchel, will he come back to the Premier League? Will Alonso go to Bayern Munich, or will Alonso still be the one to go, favourite to go to Liverpool? So there's so much to talk about. So I'm not going to waffle on. I'm just going to get the guys in. So I'm going to add Mr. Big D and Mr. JP. Welcome to the show, guys. How you doing? Big up.
Yeah, man. Doing
good. Let me start with Big D. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm all right. Apart from medical dramas, which is out of my control, they got to communicate, and apart from that, just get on with it.
All good.
Already.
You know what I mean? We could say a lot. We could say a lot on it, but
the thing is, as long as that's what I said, as long as I'm respectful in my conversations, I'm not cussing anyone out. I'm saying the hospital and the GP needs to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they don't want to communicate. It's like a love-hate thing with them. It's mad. So you got to do your part to make sure your GP knows exactly what you're going and doing at the hospital. Yeah. And he doesn't know. He's like, I didn't know you were doing this. I'm like, okay. That makes no sense. Anyway.
Big up to Scott in the future, bro.
Man like Scott in the future.
Good to have you on, bro. Listen, let me go to JP. What are you saying? I know Jay's got to move off in about 40 odd minutes. So we want to crack through this show tonight. We've got a big game on tonight at 8 o'clock. Arsenal in the Champions League. I know you guys would have liked to have been there, but
listen, we're rooting for you to do well.
I know, because you need that 5 spot, bro. You know what I mean?
The spot, mate. Yeah, between you and City, one of you got to win that, man. You know the ones.
No. Don't need to win it. They just need to get to the semi-finals or something and then back.
Is that what it is, Jay?
Yeah, that's all we need. We don't need no winning.
So what you're saying, Jay? So if we get to the semi-final, is to do with
the It depends how. I think which one's running away with it? I think the Italians might be running away.
They're top with the coefficient at the moment.
So it's the Germans. Right, we need to catch the Germans. Bayern look like they're not doing great anyway.
Yeah.
So we need the Germans out, and we need the Brits to sort of come and do
I think we
because us and Newcastle mashed it up.
Yeah, I mean,
we did. Yeah, both
Liverpool.
Yeah, both finishing bottom.
If Liverpool win the Europa League and Aston Villa win the Conference League, is Brighton still in the Conference League or the Europa?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think Brighton might be in there. If anybody let me know in the chat if Brighton are in there. But I mean, I think we've got 5 teams playing in Europe. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying our chances of getting that 5th spot is quite high. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, before we get onto that, let's ask about you, Jay, first. What are you saying? Now you're good.
I'm good, man. Tell you what, I've been doing my best to stay calm, man. I'm getting caught up in all this Sir Jim hype, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
It's really good to see a smile on your face. I must admit, it's good to see a smile.
I owe Sir Jim a massive apology. I disrespected that man way too much.
Yeah, you and me both, I think, Joe. You and me both, bro.
Way too much.
I still got him at 25% Jim, though. Actually, I removed it. You see, I removed it.
It's 27.7% now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I was reading the article. Yeah, the article.
29 point something.
Oh, is it 29 now? Is it?
It will be. No, not yet.
It will be.
Okay. It's like 300 million in. Yeah. But listen, man. I was listening. Did you watch his interviews today?
Yeah, we're going to touch on that. We will tackle that. You especially that you've got to go early. So we will tackle the Manu stuff first, and then we'll move into the other things. But just before we do go into it, just to let you know what's on the show tonight. Obviously, the Premier Review, Ref Watch, Lucky Casemiro. I'll tell you. But anyway, listen, Man United on a little run right now, off and off the pitch. They're doing quite well. We're going to be looking at Man U throwing their weight around, and the Magpies are not happy, so we will touch on that. And our Arsenal dark horses in this title race, with key players returning from injury for the business end of the season. And lastly, we go with what's going on prediction results, game week 25, and what's going on fantasy Prem shout out from Big D. So let's just get in there. Let's just talk quickly about Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich, I don't know what's going on in there. You know, you got Harry Kane, the curse of Tottenham, going there.
Spursy,
He
mate.
took it with him. He's took the curse, mate.
How has he gone there? The top goal scorer, and the guy is pretty much gonna leave with nothing, because you know when I was looking and looking at their last couple of results in the Champions League, they played last week. They lost 1-0, I believe, to was it Lazio? Who they played last week? Last week Wednesday. Let me just check that and make sure. Yeah, Lazio 1-0. I don't know. I think they might have had a player sent off in that game. If my memory serves me right, Upamecano got sent off in the 67th minute. So listen, with that, yes, the Kane effect, absolutely. With that, even in the league, losing to Bayer Leverkusen, and then they go and lose again to this other team. Who was it? VfL Bochum. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard of them, but they lost 3-2 in that game. And as a result of it, we're hearing today on the news that Thomas Tuchel, at the end of the season, is going to part company with Bayern. Mutual effect. I think they would have, if it had got any worse, I think they would have pulled the plug. Now, with that said, Alonso, who's linked big time with Liverpool, is doing an absolutely fantastic job. Still unbeaten in the league. I've gone 8 points clear. And he is, you know, the shoe-in or the favourite to go to Liverpool. But could there be a bit of a what can I say, a sting, you know, in this tale? Because if Bayern Munich get rid of Tuchel, which they will do, what's going to happen to Alonso? Is he likely to go to Liverpool, or will Bayern Munich go in for him? I know they were linked with Ole Solskjaer. They were linked with him. I know people find that funny, but they are linked.
That was only if they got rid of. That's only if they got rid of Tuchel in season, and he
was just going to come in
and the end of the season.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Right. Gotcha.
Only at the wheel. Nah, brother.
Yeah.
Right.
well, you know what?
We're right for that.
You know what? I'm running joke there, because I've always said if Ollie had got himself 2 decent coaches, he could have stayed, because his management was good. He could have stayed, but he was, you know, jobs for the boys got him fired, didn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fergie did this, Jay, as you know. Fergie did this every 2 years. Mix it up, man. New coaches in. Let's go again.
Yeah,
exactly that. So that's what Ollie should have done and saved his job. But
you're going to see this whole sort of merry-go-round. You know, you're going to see this whole triple effect or triple effect with Tuchel going. Is there a possibility? I know Ez, the Chelsea guy, is asking for him to possibly come back to Chelsea, and a lot of fans wouldn't mind him coming back. Listen, the guy time there was cut short. You know, they were sitting third in the league at the time when he got sacked by Todd Bowley. They bring in Potter, and then since then they've gone downhill. So would that be? Do you think there's a chance that he could go back to Chelsea? Alonso, as I said, could. I think. What's your thoughts on Alonso? Do you think he should go to Liverpool? I know Jay, you were saying in our chat that it would probably be best suited that he should still cut his trade in Germany before he goes and picks a big club. I'm not saying that Bayern Munich is not a big club, they are, but
I mean Bayern Munich's a big club, Norms. But I just think he's still early in his management career. He knows the league, and if he does well at Bayern, I guarantee Barcelona, Real Madrid, those sort of stuff, they will be his next step.
Yeah, right. Before Liverpool?
And if so, well, they're bigger clubs, aren't they? I mean, Liverpool is not even the biggest club in its own country it plays in. So, and the reality is, who knows where Liverpool will be under, like, Klopp's done a really good job for Liverpool in terms of how he buys players and coaches them up and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And Alonso coming, there's a completely different level. Even going from Bayer Leverkusen to Bayern Munich, there's levels in terms of exposure and all that sort of stuff. But at least at Bayern, he'll have the best budget in Germany.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah,
you come to England, you haven't got that.
Yeah, nah, he hasn't. And straight away under pressure, Jay, because everyone was like, be like, well, Klopp did this, Klopp did that. That's all he'd be hearing.
Straight away under pressure. Yeah. Straight away. So for him, I think the best thing for him to do would take, because it came out on Sky Sports today that he's their number one choice. buy-ins.
Right.
Okay.
So, let's see, because obviously Liverpool thought they had him. Jamie Carragher was going on last week like they've got him.
Yeah, but we did a whole show. He did a whole show on Monday Night Football. You know what I mean?
But then you have to wonder what Jamie has been told or what he's heard that he's trying to hold it down and trying to, you know what I mean? So clearly there might be an offer there, and then when you put a manager into that juggling thing, he's torn. You know what I mean? He played for Liverpool and he's doing well in Germany. So there's going to be a tug of war there. And they could have to end up compensating quite high.
I think the madness that I was saying, I said it on a voice note. Can you imagine Alonso winning with Bayer Leverkusen, then Bayern Munich coming in and taking? So I'm sure he's not going to say no to Bayern Munich because actually, man for man, they've got better players. Can you imagine him winning the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen? Then he goes to Bayern Munich and wins it with them, bro. His CV, mate.
Yeah.
Listen, bro. I'm telling you. Listen. One thing I want to know, is Arteta didn't give Tuchel the memo. When you go to a DIY shop, or one of those shops that sell frying pans, you should have bought a Teflon one. He just did. You know what I mean? Buy Teflon. It doesn't stick. But I'll tell you, Bayern Munich are ruthless. They're absolutely ruthless. Because look, last season, they might have won by 1 point, right? And that was, I think it was a goal. It was 1 point or goal difference because Dortmund bottled it. Yeah, but then man were ruthless said, "Yo, this is not good enough." On your bike, you understand?
Yeah, but it's only this country that keeps giving chances. Because if you look at your situation, Norm, you look at ours. If we were Spanish teams, both of their managers have been gone long time.
Long time.
They're not doing it. They're like, nah, sorry, Eric.
We was going through our stuff in the winter.
Yeah,
right. Before we went to Dubai, we would have been out long time. Long time. We would have been out long time. But I don't know if this is just a British thing or it's just like because.
There's a level of loyalty in there, Norm. There's a level of loyalty. I think this country doesn't like to fire. Because if you look how Palace fans all season wanted Turkey Neck gone. Yeah. And only because of his illness why he pulled the plug on himself. Yeah. If he didn't get sick, he wasn't going to pull the plug on himself.
No, that's right. Yeah.
So that tells you how patient the clubs are.
And then you've got the situation with David Moyes. They still have not won a game in 2024. And yet he came out and said, well, look, at the end of the day, I'm still here. If they want me, I've won this, I've won that. Who's going to come and do the same what I've done? You know what I mean? He was quite adamant. Like he's
saying it with chest, Mom.
I'm saying it with chest. Yeah, you want me out? I'll tell you this is what I've done for the club. Who's going to come and do the same thing that I've done for this club?
Yeah, he's just telling everybody, listen, put your mans on notice. I got credit in the bank because you didn't win nothing for a minute, and I won you something.
Yeah,
and it was Europe, and he'll use Tottenham and say, when last time they won in Europe, I won in Europe. Relax. Yeah. So he got chest right now. I actually love him boys for that. I love him for that. Actually.
Yeah, listen, he's got to stand up. You know what I mean? I'm glad he's hitting back. Yeah,
fire me if you want to fire me.
Long continue. You know what I mean? But I think,
trust me,
with Moyes, I suppose, I don't know how long he's got on his contract, but there might be some mutual agreement. If the fans keep making a lot of noise, there may be a possibility. But I don't know if he's good because it's not like he's talking as if to say, like, you know what, come the end of the season, we'll see what happens. I think this guy's saying, no, man, you know what I mean? I think
he's got credit in the bank, and I don't blame him.
Yeah,
he got credit in the back, man.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he knows he's not managing a naturally top 6 team. He knows that. So he's saying, hold on, I took you to Europe and won, and you're trying to fire me for some inconsistencies. Plus, he hasn't had Antonio all season pretty much.
Yeah,
your top striker hasn't been there all season. I think people conveniently forget that.
Twitter, he's injured, so he's lost that creativity in that in the middle of the park.
So he's doing what he can with what he's got left, what's available to him.
I mean, look, it's concerning that they have not won a game in 2024, and what we did to them the other week, 6-0.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and then they go.
Lucky to survive that game.
Yo, guys, what's going on with Calvin Phillips, man? Whoa. Jeez.
Yeah,
Pep knew what
he can't catch a break, can he?
Pep knew what he was talking about. His first game for West Ham, he made the mistake, right? He now goes and plays against who did he go to? Where did they play last week? Was it where did they go? Who did they play last week? Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, you know. The way to Nottingham Forest. What happens to Calvin Phillips? He gets a red card. He's under a whole heap of pressure. Moyes is under a whole heap of pressure. You know what I mean? Because the results.
2-0 Forest as well, yeah.
2-0. You know what I mean?
I ain't playing him.
Mad.
I ain't playing him again.
Listen, mate.
He can't take it. Something's happened in his head. He's lost his head.
Is he on loan or has he been bought? I can't even
he's on loan.
He's on loan, isn't he? Yeah, but Jay, do you remember when he's supposed to come to us and he said his family wouldn't allow it? He's supposed to leave Leeds and come to United, and he said his family wouldn't allow him to go to Man United. Well, he get turfed out.
Good thing too.
No, but the thing is, you see, when he was going to come, Jay, he was on really good form. That's how he ended up going to City. And I think he let his family mess with his head with the whole Man United Leeds politics. Yeah, it's deep. We know it's deep, but it ain't that deep. I don't consider Leeds a rival in a sense of like Leeds ain't done what Man United done. So we should have just said, you know what, Man United come call in.
Leeds have been in the doldrums for how many years?
Exactly. Come to Old Trafford when you're on that form and see if you can be there. And he didn't. Yeah. And the rest is history. Sat on the bench, whole bench for what, 2.5 years at City?
Yeah.
And then you go and do madness like that on loan.
And the manager tells the world that you're fat.
Right. You know that one?
He apologized.
He did come out and apologize.
About a year later? He apologized about a year later.
Who said that? Is what Pep said?
Yeah.
He just apologized.
Listen, Pep ain't mixing his words, you know. Yeah, man, because he came back from pre-season, yeah? He came back, he told me he came back overweight.
Yeah,
but
said he came back overweight.
Point. This was always my point when I was talking about Jadon Sancho. I was saying, everyone's making it out like the manager's done something wrong by telling the world that he didn't train hard.
Yeah.
Pep told the man he was fat.
You know the ones.
Overweight. And
you have to remember, Jose did a similar thing with Luke Shaw.
Yeah, he did.
He said, I'm in his head. I'm telling him where to be, where to do, how to do it, when to do it. I said, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You remember that, Jay? That was madness.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. That's my brain. My brain.
Yeah, my brain, his body. I said, oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Big up to Wonderful Horseshoe. If this is the first time to the show, big up to you. Please subscribe and hit that like button. It says there, Toon fans, Newcastle being awkward towards Man U. Hold on.
Yeah, due to the Lingard situation. Yeah,
it's as simple as that. You will get your man if he doesn't want to be at Newcastle. Then good riddance. Yeah. Good agree with you there, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, there was no reason for us to hype up that cost for Lingard because we weren't selling players at a high thing. You should have just let him go for what you should. They priced him out of the deal.
50 million for 4 months. Manchester United want Newcastle to pay 15 million for 4 months plus his wage. They're taking liberties, man. They were taking liberties.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Jesse wanted to play football, and I think the Newcastle fans are right to react the way they are now, But then, like you say, for me,
I don't know.
Like I said in the chat, Jay.
Jim came out. Jim talked about it today. Well, look,
look. Let's move on to your beloved club, Man U. And listen, guys, you are doing really well on the field and off the field. Højlund, man is
looking good.
Stats. He's looking good. Do you think he still needs a mentor, D?
Yeah, he does. And I'll tell you why he does. Because if you look what he's done, he's had to change his game. He's had to drop deep sometime and get on the ball. He wasn't getting on the ball enough. If you're not getting on the ball enough, when you get the ball, it's foreign to you. You remember there's a point in the season when I said I would play him out wide and make Rashford play through the middle just so he can get on the ball like Rashford gets on the ball and let Rashford get frustrated if my man cuts in and puts his later through from the right wing, a bit like what Salah does. And so I always said, get him on the ball and then we can judge him. You can't judge him when he's stuck up there starving for service. Now you're seeing dropping deep sometimes, and maybe the midfield don't like it, but our midfield is not the best midfield. You could take Kobe out of there. Now.
The thing now, what I noticed now is he's not rushing, he's not snatching at the ball.
Yeah. He's got his confidence now.
And he took 2 good goals, albeit one was a mistake.
Yeah.
No,
but that's what you want, though, Norm.
Well, look at that mistake, though. It wasn't a blatant mistake, but look where he was when he made the run.
Positioning,
So the ball's come over. The ball's come over to the. Who was we playing again? Forest?
No,
Luton. Yeah.
Got over to the Luton centre half. Right, he's in his own half, and he decides to go for the ball anyway.
Yeah.
So
He
yeah, he
forced the
anticipated,
guy into the mistake.
it. Yeah.
Because I think the guy kind of saw him over his shoulder, so he got one eye over the shoulder, one eye trying to control the ball, and got it horribly wrong in the end.
Yeah. And I mean,
he still had to be calm, didn't he? He didn't panic.
Absolutely. And the second goal,
did.
The second goal.
Oh, that was good. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Said, yeah, there you go. Have that.
Yeah. Man said, yo, we say, man.
Hey,
And he could have had a hat trick as well. He could have had a hat trick.
No, yeah.
And you look at...
No, I look in that game, the fact that, listen, he's doing the business, but you're going to look at mans like Bruno. Yeah, man went round the keeper. Thank God for Lukonga. You know what I mean? I was thinking, well, what's going on with Bruno, man?
He's got no pace. Yeah. The guy made 2 steps and he caught him up.
Yeah. But the problem was in that game, and I think you both said it, Jay and D, that in that game, why are we allowing Luton back into the game? Because the thing about it,
Man United,
you know, if they had some shooting boots on, it could be a different story.
Again, but this is what I said about Villa, Norm. If Jacob Ramsey and Ollie Watkins brought their shooting boots, we lose the Villa game as well.
Yeah,
but the same could be said about us though. If we had our shooting boots on, the game would have gone clear in the game. Yeah. But this is my thing though, Jay. Especially in that game.
Yeah, if you just compare our wage bills and root cause and our internationals and those that go away, Luton ain't got half of the players that go away to play on it. So when I see this game finish 2-1 and I see the chances squandered, I'll be like, come on, man, you got to put them to bed. That way you can pull off your star players. Put them to bed in the first half. That way you're not worried about them peppering you. Yes, Craig. You're not worried about them peppering you in the second half. And I was watching it. I'm like, they're the better team at the moment. What? Hey, Scott, he's gone in the summer, mate. Don't worry about him. He's gone in the summer, mate. So Jim will see to that. He'll put him on a slim, fast diet. If that don't work, he's selling him. I'm done with Luke Shaw, man. This guy got that contract, Jay, and he mugged it off again. He plays for a contract.
Luke Shaw's gone. I don't think he's gone.
He needs to be gone, man. I'm done with him, man. Honestly. This brother. And I tell you what, you see what I said a few weeks ago? The way they came after Martial, go after Luke Shaw like that. He can't stay for either. And they don't. And it's just like, I'm sick of it.
But he actually adds more to the team when he plays.
I don't know, Jay. I fit Martial in the 10.
Left-hand side. Martial's garbage. Forget Martial.
Nah, he's not. His body's no good, Jay. I know you don't. His body's no good. I'm not going to say he's garbage. He's got good feet. And I think if he could have stayed fit,
I agree with you there,
and did something with Højlund, but you can't rely on him. And so if he's not available, he's no good to us. That's why Martial has to go for me. Not because I don't think he's talented.
Martial plays, his body language, everything's just not great with Martial. There's a lot of,
and I suppose some of that is the abuse as well, Jay. I've been to Old Trafford and when him and Pogba was getting abuse, and I'm like, it's unnecessary, man. Like, we go too far. And I get it. Like, the fans are passionate. Everybody wants everything now. It doesn't give you the right to abuse as a human being. And I think that you can't expect them to be confident when they're being abused.
But what is abused? I don't really hear. I've been to Old Trafford. I don't hear getting abused. I might hear him getting booed. But why can't you boo a fan? If I could cheer you,
you know what?
Fans can cheer you, and you're okay with that. Fans can, that's all part of being a Premiership football.
Yeah. And that, but it's when man's calling him a barley banker and all these things, and they're bringing the skin into it, or the monkey chants and all that kind of. There's certain things. There's certain things where you're like,
I don't hear that often.
No. But the thing is, it's not the whole fan base, but there's a selection of. The hate got real, and you saw it when Pogba was there. Especially when Pogba and Lingard were there. Yeah, man. I went with my brother sometimes, and it's like, yo, these men are getting. And I think sometimes you got to look at that and say, go play your football. Like in Italy, go play your football somewhere else. Because I think when the line is crossed, you can't expect them to perform, but they've got to help themselves as well. And I've always said that. As players under the microscope, help yourself. Yeah, help yourself.
I agree with that. I mean, I'm not justifying any. I've gone to games. I've never heard any kind of like racial abuse at them and all that. But I've heard abuse at them.
Yeah.
Right. And I think they don't help themselves. And some of it, I think, is valid. Like,
But the thing is, just talking about that, what you're saying is valid in terms of, Jim came out, I think, Jay, you were saying about, in an interview today, and I think some of the things that you were saying is with Man United, he's looking to change the culture of Man United because they're not set up for success. This is just, I think this was but they've
never really changed it. Sorry, Norms, but
go on.
But they've never really changed it.
Yeah. But I think, obviously he's looking to make changes. He's got Omar Bereda coming in. There's a situation I said on the thing, show that with Ratcliffe, and Man United kind of pushing their weight around now. They're obviously upsetting Newcastle. They've ended up putting Dan Nashworth on a 20-month gardening leave, and then they're looking at targeting Jason Wilcox, I think from Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah. So they are looking to make some real big changes. And obviously that's filling you with joy, Jay. And he's moving really fast with that chopping axe, man.
It's the way he's talking as well. It's the way the man came out with some big old statements today, mate.
Yeah, reveal it, man. I heard something about he wants to knock Man City off their perch in the next 3 years.
Well, he said Man City. He talked about basically he was just using Sir Alex Ferguson's analogy there, knocking them off their perch. What I like about it is it's the most honest we've had from a owner in God knows how long. He said they said to him about the manager. They asked him about how he feels about the manager, and he said, "Well, look, I don't want to just talk about this manager." And he says, "We've had 11 managers over the time, and we've had some great managers in that time, and they've all failed." So he said, if they've all failed, then that tells me there's something wrong with the culture, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's what we need to change. And these are the sort of things as fans we say, the manager's always the one that takes the brunt.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. It's cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's cheaper to fire the one man than try and get rid of 7 players.
They're talking about not even just the players, they're starting with the culture from the top.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted, Jay.
The culture from the top,
Jobs for the boys, get them gone.
I respect that because they tried to say to him, well, whose fault is that? Obviously, they want him to say the Glazers and all that. But he's, at the end of the day, any Manchester United fan that expected to slate off the Glazers is an idiot.
Yeah,
because the man's got to do business with them. He's got to work with them. He owns the company now with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to sit there slating them off.
Yeah. Well, he has to keep them on side until he gets the rest of the money to buy them gone. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But it makes sense. But what he's basically saying is, look what they've done.
Yeah.
And I'm coming
in so many words.
In so many words. He said, look what they've done.
Yeah.
They've let it rot. He's talking
and now
about
I think he's even talking about even like building a complete new stadium away from Old Trafford and giving the Old Trafford to the women. So they refurbished that.
He said that part.
Yeah, that's what I read. Yeah, that's what I read.
He said it though. He said it he did an interview with the BBC today, and he said, they said, you sound like you favour a new stadium. He said, yeah, I do.
Yeah. He said he favour a new stadium and give the Old Trafford Stadium to the women's. So if you look at that stadium, that's 70,000. So what he's saying, I mean, listen, just the other day, Arsenal played Man United women's, the biggest attendance. They beat the record, 60,000 at the Emirates, right? So if he's looking to build Man United and get them back to that level, he's not only just wanted to build the men's side of it. I think he's looking to do women. So the fact that you said, look, Old Trafford,
the whole thing, Do
you know what I mean?
But the women have gone just like the men this season. The women's team have gone in decline.
They have,
same way the men's team have been in decline.
Yeah. Because I know their manager was under a bit of pressure. He was on a lot of pressure.
I watched a little bit of that game, the women's game. It's a bit of a dry game, to be fair, but I watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
It's like anything, Norm. If you look at what Real Madrid did with this new stadium, right? Like, and no one's talking about Real Madrid mashed up their history by building a new stadium. Barcelona saying, how can we how can we raise the money to keep up with Real Madrid? That's what Barca are saying now, after seeing what that state-of-the-art studio. So for us to build a new stadium, and I've got Liverpool fans that me saying, if you guys had a real history, you wouldn't be, just because they were forced to stay and put tears on Anfield. You know what I'm saying? That's a you problem, because you guys could have had that stadium at Stanley Park, state-of-the-art, with Everton, and you said, we ain't doing that with them Scousers. You're Scousers yourself, you idiots. Think about that. You know what I mean? I wish Kofi was here. Wish he was here, because you could have had a state-of-the-art, probably 100,000 seater stadium on Stanley Park, and you said, no, we're good. We're staying at Anfield because this is Anfield. Okay, good luck with that. So when we build a 100 million seater stadium, if that's what they're looking to do, don't say nothing, Bridget. Relax. Don't say a thing. That's why I said Liverpool fans, like, they've been coming at me hard this week because that's what Sir Jim is trying to do. We needed that. We needed a shake-up. Why are you getting vexed? Because Klopp said goodbye. You lot in your Klopp feeling, man. Rock yourself to bed and take
Jim's just saying all the right things, though, D. So Jim said, apparently, I didn't hear this part, to be fair, but I just saw someone say that Sir Jim must have said something like, I didn't know if Sheikh Zim was real. The man just started questioning if Sheikh Zim was real. He then said, I heard him say about the stadium, he said, look, when you want to go and watch the FA Cup final, you got to go down south. You want to go and watch the semi-finals, you got to go south. You want to go and watch a good concert, you got to go down south. You want to watch great tennis in this country, you got to go down south. He said, where's the levelling up? Right? You cancelled HS2. You cancelled HS2 in the north. Man, what do you think he's doing there? But what do you think he's doing there, though? He's telling the government, we want some of that levelling up cash.
No,
exactly.
For real. Yeah, for real.
Because that whole thing brings so much work to the northwest.
Revenue to that area.
You know what I mean? I'm all for it, because
I mean, you got to understand. Look, Man United are the biggest club in the world, right? Listen, the fan base is mad.
1.1 billion.
You should not be. What I'm trying to say is that you should not be. I mean, it's sad to see you in this position right now. But as I said, Jim has recognised that. He's a diehard fan, and he's got the money. And once he gets that overall control of that, watch what he does with that club. You understand? If things go the way they're going and that you're on the upward trajectory, you know what I mean? And slowly, you listen, all right, at the moment, you might have a goal difference of +1. But listen, I'm sure that will increase as you go on. But listen, you're not too far behind. You're not too far behind Tottenham. Yeah, you're chasing that Champions League spot. But as I said, that 5th place, if it's there, it looked like it can be, then the pressure will be kind of taken off you guys. Yeah. The likelihood is that you will definitely secure 4th or 5th, regardless. You know,
he said today we need Champions League football for FFP. So
he said it. Yeah. That way you balance the books. But it's an interesting thing, right? And I can't remember which article I skimmed it on, but there's a narrative that the Jim actually did want the whole club. And the Glazers was not ready to relinquish the whole club. So that's why he went with the buying option, which is interesting, because that was never said before. But it actually makes sense. Remember I kept saying to Jay, he can more than afford this. What's he doing? But if they're not willing to sell him the whole club, then he can't get the whole club, can he? He has to say, right, let me get a foot in the door and move from there. And
remember, he's bringing in his own people. They're making changes on the footballing side of that. He's got his own CEO. He's got his own CEO. He's hopefully getting the DOF. Do you know what I mean? So the Glazers are not involved in that no more. Because they didn't have a Scooby-Doo. You understand?
He said it again. He said, look, people, like, you got to bear with me. They said, what's the message to the fans? He said, look, bear with us. You know, it's not an overnight fix. But at the end of the day, you know, it's on us. He said, it's on me and it's on us. He said, if it works, I'm happy to take a nice pat on the back. If it doesn't work, well, I know what's coming. My man talked about Mason Greenwood.
Yeah, I saw that today. Like
Listen, the guy's saying he's just addressing everything. We're not used to this. We're not.
Just address all the elephants in the room one time.
And he said it strong. He said, "Look, we will make a decision on Mason, and we will justify why we've made it." So whatever that decision is, he said, "These are young boys come into money, and they've got great talent, and they make bad choices. But we need to look at the facts, not all the hype, We need to make a decision, and we'll say what that decision is and justify it. Boom.
Yeah,
because
I'm sure he'll have some level of criminal lawyer on his team to say, right, get all this casework, watch all the footage that you can get, and let us make a count of one. Because I'm hearing 34 mil, Jay, if we sell him on, which is a wild one. I'm like,
cheap.
Really? Well, it does, yeah.
It's all profit, though.
It's all profit. You get Mason for 30. Well, whatever, 34 mil is like, goodness. Especially when you know a good striker now is costing you 85 upwards, Norms. If you look anywhere in the world, a top striker is costing you 84 million upwards. So it's going to be interesting. And if Barcelona, or you watch one of them conferring, Barcelona or Madrid,
exactly. To be fair to him, he's probably better off staying in Spain or Italy or somewhere like that, right?
Because the abuse he get here anyway, regardless.
It's not worth it.
And he got his young family there. He's got his missus, young family. Like, but just do your thing, man. Because the thing is, everyone deserves second chances. We've all made mistakes where
100%.
Where we could have been like, everyone could have written us off, and people just listen, right? Arm around the shoulder, like, you need to go in a different direction. You know what I mean? You know, so yeah, man.
So just quickly before Jay opts off, with regards to the Dan Ashworth thing, it looks like it's a done deal, even though they've got him. But is they're just quibbling over this fee of? Is it
so Tim talked about that as well, Norms.
So what did he say on that one?
Sir Jim said, "Listen, if they want to sit down and if they want to pay the man's wages to sit down and do nothing, well, that's their business, basically."
Wow.
And the thing is,
listen. Come to the table and negotiate sensibly. Because if you want to, you have to pay him full wages for 20 months. If you want to do that, go ahead, mate. We'll wait for him.
Yeah,
and this is the thing.
In place.
Because he turned on and said he wants to come. You know what I mean? So yeah.
If you look at Ineos, right? Ineos are just going to go and buy that man like 50 burner phones. Right, stay at home. Take your Newcastle money. Here's 50 burner phones. Every time we make a call and discuss, burn that thing, put it in the trash, break it in half, snap the SIM. And then
they've stopped Dan Ashworth from any access to any Newcastle.
But that doesn't stop Sir Jim buying him 50 burner phones. He keeps up in the loft, and whenever it needs to make a call, you go and unwrap a new burner, put a new SIM in there, calls the gym, give him some advice, and sit out and take the money.
Newcastle are broke this summer. So
because of the man is crazy.
Like we're looking in the same pool for players.
Yeah. They need the money. They need the money because of
replacement players.
Yeah. They need the money because of FFP, because they're going to have to look to sell in the summer. And we heard already that they're looking like at is it Bruno Guimaraes? Possibly
Guimaraes, What do you guys think of him?
What they're saying is, if they get, and I was listening to this guy on Flex's channel today, and he said. Newcastle journalist, he was saying if they get the 20 million, he said he doesn't think they really want 20, but let's say they get 10 to 15, that means they don't have to sell one of those players.
All right, so it's about balancing the books. So they're balancing the books while they're offended.
yeah, exactly. I've got
that's right. I take the money still. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I said earlier in the week, just pay the money. If it's 15 mil, just pay the money and move on, man.
Let me just ask this quick question before Jay opts off. And just going back to the Luton game, right? Obviously, 2-1, you win the game. Great, fantastic result. But could it have been a different story if Casemiro, we're looking at Ref Watch, the guy got lucky. He should have gone. I don't know what your thoughts and views are on that. With that second, was it a second yellow card for you?
I thought the second yellow was a yellow.
Yeah,
but I didn't think the first yellow.
No, the first one was weak. Yeah, the first one was weak. Right. It's almost like I'm making an example of you because of your reputation, rather than it was a yellow card. Yeah. And so, and I think he knew that. That's why he didn't brandish it, because he knew then that United would have appealed it and then looked into it and said, well, look at the first one he gave. He's given that over reputation rather than it's a foul. The second one, he's late. He's late on that. Well, the thing is,
before they never used to let you appeal 2 yellows.
See, I actually think even if you can't appeal it, you
I
can
thought
bring
it
it.
was just a straight red. I thought they appealed.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I thought you could bring that to the attention of them, saying that you're booking him now on previous rather than was it an actual foul? Because if you think about it, the second yellow, like you said, Jay, is definitely a yellow, and then he's gone. If he goes, that's a different ball game, no minute, because now you've got to pull up a forward player to show up the midfield, and then you're just playing. Well, we were playing.
Well, the problem is again. I was listening to some podcasts and they were saying it didn't really help where you had Maino playing far from. It was almost sometimes Casemiro was isolated, and he's not. I mean, because of his age, he's not the quickest. So sometimes he's going to go and put in those kind of rash tackles. And I think in the end, second half, he took him off. The manager took him off. Which I thought was good, and he brought on McTominay. Because now I think he's too.
No, it's so predictable.
Anyway. Yeah, we know that, but
it's just like
you don't want to take that chance.
Always going to be McTominay. It's like
who would you bring on? I mean, Amrabat. I mean, I don't see much of him. I think he came on.
No, but it's an Eriksen fit.
Yeah, but then he was. So
if Eriksen's fit, you bring on Eriksen, playing him in the 10. And you make Bruno sit. Make Bruno earn his money.
Okay, right, fair enough.
You make Bruno sit with Casemiro. It annoys me because he's not offering enough, Jay. For your captain, he's not offering me enough, and that's what I would have done.
No, but what I'm just saying, we've
McTominay's boring for me now.
No, but I'm saying we've been taking off Casemiro as that defensive midfielder and bringing in McTominay to kind of shore up.
Yeah, but but McTominay's not defensive, Norm. He keeps telling you that he don't want to play there. So you make Bruno play there, and you put Eriksen in the 10.
Play there either, D.
Yeah, but at least
he's not disciplined. Bruno's not disciplined. Bruno's got no discipline.
Yeah, and again,
that's what frustrates you all the time, D. With him,
yeah,
he's got no discipline.
and that's what and that's why I keep saying about protecting Kobe. We're overplaying this kid already. We're already overplaying him because of the shortcomings, or like Amrabat. You chase this guy, give him minutes, make him earn his money. I don't get what we're doing. No, I don't. Honestly, it's it's just horrible to watch. And it's Luton. Why are we struggling?
Listen,
like
you got Luton, who's 20.
And
their team was worth 22 million. The whole of their team on that pitch was 22 million compared to your team 400 million plus.
Imagine Ross Barkley bossing the game,
And listen, some people are even coming out and saying that he's better than Bruno. So that's what some people are saying. He's better than Bruno.
Well, he's playing better than Bruno in a weaker team, Jay.
At the moment,
He's offering more, which is shocking. I didn't like to see Barkley bossing the game like that. I was like, what are we doing here, man? Finish this guy. Finish the chances and get some of them players off the pitch.
So, okay.
Should have been,
That's the last word from Jay before he opts off. So, Jay, what does the future hold for Man United going forward give me in 20 words. I'm counting. Listen, that's free already.
Click me up, man. Click me up.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
Man United on the way back, mate. Man United on the way back. We're coming. We're coming, mate. I feel good.
And I'll tell you what. This is why I understand Jay, because we're fixing the top, Norm. And I think every big club fixed the top and then filtered it down. And we've decided now, no more jobs for the boys. Fix the top and get the right people that know the job doing the job. You know what I mean? So and I'm willing to be patient for that. I'm not saying fix it over the summer. Scott getting jokes. I'm not saying fix it over the summer, but I'm saying he's trying to get stuff done now, Jay, before the summer. Get all these guys in place before the summer. That way in the summer, we look like we know what we're doing.
Because you don't want to be in this situation in the past couple of transfer windows where you're chasing after this one.
It's
been a joke. It's been absolutely. At least Jim is doing his due diligence by saying, right, I got you. We're all ready to go now. Right. So how much money do you need for the window? Right. Okay. I got the LF. He knows the market, but he wants everything set in place, because at the moment there was such procrastination over the last 3 years chasing after this man, and then in the end you're spending too much money on a player that you didn't probably per se lead, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
100%, Norm.
yeah.
And you know what the thing is as well? Like the thing that Manchester United have done, but under Sir Alex Ferguson, you could get away with not having a director of football. Because you've got one manager that sat there for 26 years, that's shaping the side year after year, you know, whatever. Football's changed, right? Managers don't. Who knows who can have another manager for 26 years? You've got to take the power away from the manager so that the manager doesn't keep buying the players, so that when you sack that manager and you get another manager, I don't like him, and they want a whole new setup. And this is what Man United have done. Every manager that they've got, he doesn't fancy Lukaku, and he doesn't like Pogba, and he doesn't like, and we've got all these players we just spent all this big money on. That's why when you get a director of football in place and they've got the power for the players, okay, the manager can have some say, but what they're saying is the director of football say, no, you can't have him because he doesn't fit the style or the culture.
And the thing is, Jay, he never had this power at Ajax because he had Mark Overmars and Van der Sar.
Because the setup was
they had the power. And we came and gave him a Fergie contract. Like, nah, brother. You're not it.
But I'm saying the problem is he's come to Man United and he doesn't know the market, and all he has done is gone back to Ajax. I'll take him. I'll take him.
Really.
And a lot of these players that he takes flops. You get what I mean? I'm paying over the odds.
Dutch players generally don't do great in the Premier League anyway. When they come straight across.
There you go. So listen, big up to you. You know what I mean? It's going to be great next season because obviously with Klopp gone, you know what I mean? Hopefully, Man City will.
I don't think we're challenged.
No, it's going to take a few years before you get there.
I'm not saying that.
You'll be in the top four, challenging for the league.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
You know what I mean? But I say with Klopp gone, with Man City banished out of the it'll be back to normal. It'll be Arsenal, Man U again. Yeah.
That's right.
The thing is, if they do come down on, you know, like how they've done with Everton, if they do come down on City, I actually think Pep will walk. You know,
probably will.
I think he'll walk. He's not going to go Championship. He's going Championship.
It's going to go further than Championship. They're going to go to League One.
Yeah, they're saying he's going to walk. Yeah, he's not going to walk.
League One.
No chance.
He ain't sticking around. He ain't sticking around. But Jay, I know you got to shoot, bro.
Yes, man, fellas. Listen, enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, we're going to just crack on quickly because I'll just to say we've gone with the same team that slapped up Burnley on Saturday. So we'll see what happens with Porto at 8
o'clock.
There's
a Premier League game today as well, isn't there?
Yeah,
Liverpool-Luton, right?
Liverpool-Luton,
No.
Yeah,
Liverpool-Luton.
Game week 26 starts today, so yeah.
Okay.
So it's on there.
All right, fellas. I'll check you guys anyway. Take care, man.
All right, Jay. Yeah, we'll see you in the chat, Jay.
Easy. Okay, so look, let's just quickly move on to our game, Arsenal. Listen, 2 games now, we've scored 11 goals. And a question I'm asking you, D,
it's great form,
are we dark horses? I mean, with players coming back, you know, from injury, the players playing in form. You know, people was talking about he was playing this control football at the start of the season, and now, you know, going to Dubai, you know, getting our batteries recharged, because it just looked at the start of the season, we all said there was just something not quite right. We weren't clicking. Now all of a sudden you got Saka on 12 goals, our top goal scorer. You know, I think 19 GA in the Premier League. Yeah, you got people like Rio Ferdinand comparing to Foden. Is he world class? Is he not? You know, Martinelli and I start to find a bit of form. Odegaard is starting to find a bit of form. Trossard playing that false 9. Doing absolutely fantastic. You know, we've gone with the same team again tonight. Listen, in the how many games we've played, we've only conceded 2 shots. Conceded 2 shots.
2 shots.
Out of what? How many games we played? I think it's 4 or 5 games where we won 5 games on the bounce. 2 Steve. That is fantastic. You know, I mean, our defense, as people say, defense wins you leagues, attacks wins you games. Yeah. Yep. So, you know,
if you look at it, Norm, like Arsenal for me are probably playing the most fluid football.
Right.
When I've watched City and probably City more than Liverpool, there's been a little bit of disjointedness, which is really weird because you wouldn't normally. It's almost like they're frustrating themselves, and this is weird to say, right? And people probably click me with this, but I felt like City look more fluid without Haaland in the team, because so often I feel like they're bypassing him. And so, me like Haaland, I'm going to start dropping deep for the ball.
Big up Elliot
But
Defoe.
then,
I don't know
yes,
if you're related to Mr. Defoe, the man himself. But if you're not, don't worry, man. If you're an Arsenal supporter, big up to you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you are new. Yeah, man. Yeah. Big up to you, bro.
Yeah. So it's a weird one, because so often it's almost like they're bypassing Haaland, and I think Haaland, as much as he wants to be that fox in the box, he may have to start dropping deep to get on the ball, because he's not getting enough touches for me, and I think it's making them look a bit disjointed. And then even the players they lost. I mean, Gundogan, I still think that they're missing Gundogan, and
Mahrez as well.
Yeah, and I look at that and say, what was he thinking letting them go? Maybe they wanted to go, which is fair enough. If they wanted to go, then you don't keep players that don't want to be there.
And I think that's the thing with Pep. He says, listen, he's not going to keep players that want to go. And listen,
that want to go, yeah. And that's why he let Carl Palmer go, Norm. For the same reason. Carl said, I want more game minutes. He said, I can't guarantee you that. He said, okay, I want to go then. And he gone to Chelsea. So I actually don't mind that. That if a player feels like I'm second fiddle when I feel like I can start elsewhere, then go and start elsewhere. But I think that has affected them. Now, you can never write off City, not the way Pep thinks and the way Pep juggles. But you guys just look silky smooth right now.
The weekend that's gone, they drew 1-1. And I thought that
and struggled,
and playing home as well. So you look at that and you're thinking, well, because that was Chelsea. If Chelsea had put away their chance, do you know what I mean? They could have been 3-1 up in that game. Do you know what I mean? But
Chelsea should have won that game, in my opinion.
They should have.
I watched the game and I thought Chelsea.
You know what? It's because Pochettino took off. He took
off Palmer. He took off Palmer. I couldn't believe that.
Play took off, right? So they kind of lost their impetus in terms of going forward. Sterling. So what happened? They were playing more deep defensive, and then
he bottled it, Norm.
Yeah, technically, Rodri clutch moment. Rodri does it. He did take a deflection, all right. But listen, it could have been a different story. I mean, the way Rodri was going, like banging his head, like you thought they won the league there. Do you know what I mean? But
because he knew. Yeah, I think if you think about it, I think Pep knew he got away with one there. Because I think it was. I think for them being at home, you expected them to terrorize Chelsea because Chelsea have been very inconsistent, hence their league position. Yeah. So when this Chelsea comes and puts up a fight and has City second guessing themselves, and almost trying to walk the ball into the back of the net rather than doing what they do, and then when they sat in a low block, I thought, this is going to be a struggle now, and I think City have struggled to unlock that. That's why he brought on Bernardo in the end.
I mean, the game yesterday.
Bernardo's the kind of guy that unlocks that low block.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday he took the 71st minute. That's their game against Brentford. And it was only a 1-0 scoreline. They weren't convincing. Yeah,
and that's Brentford.
I haven't looked at the stats or anything like that. They would have had more touches and more whatever shots on target and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's why I'm asking you the question. With the way Arsenal are playing, sort of hitting form at the right time, and I think pressure is somewhat before last season where we occupied that top spot 93% of the season and then we bottled it. We're now sort of kind of just there or thereabouts. We're sitting third currently as we speak. And we've answered all the critics all the questions because Liverpool winning their game 4-1, and I remember Kofi sending a text in the chat saying, "Over to you, Ski."
Over to you, Gunners. Yeah.
We dealt with it, bro. Went to Burnley and we pretty much we could have been 7, 8, 9. You understand? And the players, every player to a player, played really well. I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing currently with it. Right tonight, listen, it's a different matter now. We're playing in Portugal against Porto. Yeah. I'm not going to go there and think, this is a night. I'm glad we got them, but we need to go there, in terms of defense, make sure that we're solid. If we can go there, nick a 2-0, because remember, away goals don't matter now. So it's not that thing. Go there and then bring them back to the Emirates. When the last 16, we win that game. we're going to quarterfinals. We're only a couple of games away. So and saying that maybe the Champions League is a lot easier to win than the Premier League. Maybe it is the case. You know what I'm saying? So I think in terms of they got us third favourites to win the Champions League. Obviously, you've got Real Madrid and you've got City. And it depends on who drop of the hat who plays who.
Right.
Bayern Munich are not doing too well at the moment. They're going to take Lazio back.
But this what will happen, Norm. This what will happen. Like I said it a few weeks ago. Like they'll make sure that it will be the student against the master. If you get to the semi-finals, you're almost guaranteed to draw City because that's what they do. They won't want an all English final.
I remember it's all because remember it's going to be at Wembley, isn't it?
Exactly. For the rest of Europe to watch, they won't want two English teams within that final. Yeah. So it will be interesting that like don't be surprised if you guys going on the trajectory that you're going, you're gonna buck up in the semi-finals and does that how does that work? Is that 2 legs, Norm, isn't it? The semis, Champions League, 2 legs, right? Yeah. So 2 legs and boy, do you throw form out the window? Yes or no? I'm not even sure because I feel like with the way the football's fluid, you guys are the form team, and are you informed too early, which is kind of a weird thing to say.
I know it sounds crazy, but I think people are saying that we've hit. I think that people are saying we've hit the form at the right time.
At the right time,
but then, as you said,
and you're not top. You're chasing.
We're chasing
rather than at top, having the pressure of holding on to the one.
And again, we are playing away tonight in Portugal against Porto. Listen, they're sick. I think Porto sit currently 4th in their league. I think they're on about 46 or 47 points. They sit 4th. They have lost a couple of games. They haven't scored a lot of goals at home. So I think we can go there and get a result.
Yeah.
If say for argument's sake we do lose by a slim goal or whatever, or I don't want us to go there and like what happened with us in Sporting Lisbon. Our goalkeeper gets chipped. You know what I mean? It was a bad day at the office. There, I'm hoping that we'll go there, put on take that form into that game. We then face Newcastle at home at the weekend. I think it's an 8:00 kickoff Saturday night. And then we've got Sheffield United away. So there are games right up until the Man City game. But I'm looking at Man City game. I'm looking at Man City against Brentford. I'm looking at Man City drawing against Chelsea, and I'm thinking I'm not frightened about going to the Etihad now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Listen, we've already beaten them. We've already beaten them at home this season. I'm quite confident. And as I said, with players coming back, from injury, you've got Thomas Partey. He didn't make it, like he's not fully fit. Patrick Vieira, Fabio Vieira is back in the team. Tim, probably around about March we'll get him back. You know what I mean? Jesus is still out injured, but I hope and pray to God that what's this from Craig? If we won't win this League title, we've got to beat Man City. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, 100%. Do you know what I mean?
But if you look at yesterday's game, and this where Pep will be worried, right? Right? These guys had 70% possession. Norms, 25 shots, 11 on target, and 1 goal. You got to be worried about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something is hardly wrong.
Absolutely.
Because you can't dominate a game like that. 25 shots, 11 on target.
Yeah.
Because
I was hoping.
That's what we do, Norm. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We have all these chances and don't create. City always put chances away. Yeah. So when you see that with that possession and then that many chances, you're like, what's going on with these guys? There's a level of they're a little bit disjointed, Norm, and that's very hard to say about City because of the way.
And not only that, they're on to,
and the season they've come off.
They're on to do the 4P. They're on to still do the treble. Liverpool. Liverpool is still in 4 competitions right now. They play this weekend against Chelsea.
I think Jota lost hurt.
Jota is out for months. Jota's out. Obviously, you've got Trent who's still out. Alisson is out with the hamstring. So they've got a number of places. Curtis is out. So I think
this big players out, isn't they?
Yeah. So this week is going to be interesting because.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Chelsea winning?
If Chelsea win this game,
Wow. What are you going to say? You understand?
Yeah.
Big thing. Would you take Tuchel next season?
Will I take Tuchel? God, that's a question, Craig. I'm not sure, mate. I'm not sure. The thing is, I think I would have taken the Tuchel in the early Chelsea days. I don't know what went on. I actually like what he was doing at Chelsea. That's why when he got fired, it was a bit of a okay. But I don't know whether we even looked at Tuchel when we were looking at Eric Ten Hag, and obviously we knew that. I don't know whether Tuchel was in the mix, whether his style of football was what we were looking for. But then, like I say, like Jason said, under this new regime now, nothing is out of the question. Yeah, I wouldn't be averse to it because I think if Chelsea said they would take him back, Chelsea are no mugs. If Chelsea fans are saying they'd take him back, there's something that they've seen that they says, yeah, we're not getting this from Poch. Because remember, Poch was allegedly in the mix when we eventually went for Ten Hag.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of Poch talk, and almost it was like Poch or Ten Hag. I think it just came down to two managers in the end, and they went down the Ten Hag route. So it's going to be interesting. I think we'll see a lot of things mixed up in the summer now. I think we'll see some shocking things, some things that will make us smile, and some will make us scratch our heads to say, right, what we doing here? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Even in regards to Ivan Toney, I still think Ivan Toney is up for grabs for I would say you guys, us, and Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say those three teams. I don't think he wants to go abroad, to my understanding, but I think those three teams will look at offering Brentford maybe a bit more than they actually want to secure
I think
that
they would.
services.
Obviously, Brentford would want a bit more. I think with Ivan Toney. I mean, there's talk about Arsenal, calling it interest in there. That was another thing. I read. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be just paper talk, but at the end of the day, I would still love him at my club because I still think we need a bagsman. I think he's fantastic holding the ball. I think he's fantastic running the channels. His touch is great. He's very good in the air. And we need a different option. Jesus, listen.
And the thing is,
what 4 goals? The guy scored 4 goals in the Prem or 3 goals in the Prem. It's not. That's not a number 9. Look, I think Tony's actually got. I might be wrong, but please correct me in the chat. I think Ivan Toney has got more goals. The guy's been banned for 9 months.
Just come back for 5 minutes and already
got something like 4.
I think he's scored and assisted in every game he's been back in so far. Something like that. So it just shows you that. And I think, I was saying to someone that if Rashford, if the rumors about Rashford to PSG it's going to be a thing, then I think you got to go for him because I'm quite happy to play Rashford on the right wing, like how Liverpool use Mo Salah, allow him to cut in, and then you got Garnacho and whoever can fight over at the spot. Yeah, I'm doing that deal. If Rashford wants out, which is people saying, maybe he needs a change of scenery and all that. If that's the case, and PSG looking to replace Mbappe, then I'm like, you need to go for Ivan, man, because there's no bedding in. Bedding in a striker when you're expected to compete from the off is always a bit hard. And I think that's where Højlund struggled because you expected this 21-year-old kid to come in and just hold the line for Man United. Like right off the bat, you're like, what are we doing here?
I mean, his first 11, 12 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Struggling because, and he probably admit that he was going home and beating himself up because he was getting chances, but not enough chances. So it's okay if you miss a couple and score the third one, but he wasn't getting to a third one. And I think that's where he got frustrated. So like I say, it's good to see the young lad getting his goals, but you bring in a seasoned striker with him, he can cook. And Garnacho shouldn't be starting. And we're relying on him to start every week now. So, I think the Jim and his technical guys have looked at, they've analysed so many things now about, because they've been watching the games. Some they've smiled at, some they just shook their head and said, nah, we got...
What about this question here? Do you think having no away goals in the Champions League is a bad thing? I mean, look...
It doesn't count anymore, though, does it?
No, it doesn't. So what your thoughts?
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say, in the past, as we know it, when we scored an away goal, it was kind of advantage us because
class was true, didn't it? Yeah.
So
I think it hurts it, no.
Right.
I think it hurts it. I think having the away goal thing, it kept the teams honest a little bit. Because if you know that, if you can hold on for a draw tonight, know that at the Emirates you're pretty much untouchable. Then that works for you.
When you say hold on to the draw, so say for argument's sake, right? When you say hold on to the draw, score draw, or say because if you
it doesn't matter. A 4 draw or a 0-0.
No, because if it's what I'm trying to say, you're talking about if there is no. Oh, are you saying without away goals? If that was
because they scrapped it. And you know that pretty much at the Emirates it's a fortress, so they ain't gonna really come there and trouble you. So if you go there and nick a goal, or you get a 1-1 or a 0-0, I don't think Arsenal come back to the Emirates going, man, we should have scored there. I think they know they can lock it up and do what they have to do in front of their home fans. So I think the away goal, when it was in place, it put more pressure on both teams. Yeah, that way when you got a goal, these guys got to come honest to the Emirates now.
You're going to protect it.
And I think for whatever reason they decided to just remove that. I'm not sure why they did it, but I think there was a lot of complaints saying, well, just level the playing field where you're at home, then we're at home. So I get that to a point because you almost felt it was cruel that team went out on the away goal rules rather than you saying it's 3-3, even though you scored 2 goals there. Take it to penalties or sudden death or whatever. Because I actually prefer sudden death to penalties. I think the penalties is cruel. Especially with especially what's involved, Norm. That one player.
I think with the sudden. I think with the is it you're talking like golden goal? It's like once they score that goal.
Yeah.
I don't because can you imagine that you got into extra time, and then like you're not even just started, and then say after a minute, that's like the first half of extra time or second half, and they score that goal.
Yeah, but I tell you how I look at it. It's how I look at it. I look at it that the team failed rather than D went on, man, and his heart was beating at his chest. He skied it. Everyone said, man, he missed the penalty, man. Hold on.
I hear that.
For the whole 90 minutes and the 15 minutes I played well. And now you're dumping me out because I just, my head was gone.
But I think for the neutrals, I think if it's for the neutrals, it's great. You're watching them. Who's going to be
when you're watching a shootout.
When it's your team, it's like, oh my God.
It's a tough one,
Yeah.
And I think both our teams have suffered that penalties over the years, and it's a horrible way to get out.
Yeah.
And you see like in the American sports, they keep playing until there's a winner. They keep going to overtimes, 3 overtimes, 4.
They got to be
that's what they do. And that's the thing as well. So physical and mental fatigue comes into play.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. A player slips and the striker's in, bam, they've won it. Yeah. Rather than 5 men go up and then all 5 score, and then the one that wasn't hoping to take a penalty says, "Rah, it's on me," and he skies it. Yeah. Well, man, you missed a penalty, bro. Even if they don't say directly to him, that's what everyone's thinking. Yeah. And I think it's kind of cruel. I think it's cruel way, especially with the money involved as well, Norm.
Yeah.
I think that's where you think the money involved and you went out on one penalty miss.
It is cruel. It is cruel.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
but
cruel.
And like you say, the drama of the penalties is beautiful. I'm not going to lie. But the cruelness of it hurts. It's like, that one man just couldn't keep his head.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
where it's a team that fails rather than one player.
Yeah. Sorry, just with the chase for the Premier League and obviously the 3 teams that are fighting it out currently at the moment is Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. Now Liverpool, they have currently had a number of injuries in last game. I'm wondering whether that's going to affect them. Especially like the weekend they got because they're going to have to obviously play games in hands and stuff like that. Yeah, and they've got long-term injury to Jota, who's really doing really well for them.
He was doing well
last season. You got Alisson still out. Trent is still out, and that. Do you think this might potentially affect them? And with the Klopp effect with him going, or do you think they're going to galvanise and do it for Klopp? I mean, just quickly focus on that.
He has to go to the academy, Norm.
Yeah,
and maybe.
I mean, he's brought a couple of guys out there. But
maybe in the crunch of the season, it may not be enough to go up against you and Man City. That's what I feel. And I was watching a podcast quickly. I was watching a podcast yesterday, and they were saying, as Man United fans, we need to be rooting for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I was like, see, I said, no, I'm be happy to hear that So they're saying that if, like, as United fans, like, we don't want Man City or Liverpool. It needs to be Arsenal winning this title because everyone else is nowhere near. It's a 3-horse race, and they're just saying because of history and everything else, you don't want City, you don't want City 4-peating. You don't want Liverpool fans like Jay losing their mind. You know the ones because
Jay's not listening to what you just said about her.
All right, and so they were saying that United fans need to get behind Arsenal norms. So that was an interesting debate on the Man United channel yesterday. I was like, that's a lot of people's train of thoughts that Arsenal need to win this title. And for you guys, what, 20 years in the making or thereabouts?
Yeah, it's a long time, mate. It's a long time.
So
just one from Craig again. He goes, a win tonight is must. We can't leave this open for the second leg. No such as a draw in these two games, especially with Chelsea and Man City straight after the second leg. We need to get the job done. Absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. Like, we just need to get the job done. Yeah. If we can go there. Listen, we've scored 11 goals in the last two games. Both games. So
you're not good. Yeah. So you're not goal shy away from home. So I expect goals in this one anyway. No, I
do. I mean, listen, they've got a couple of dangerous players, but they've got a guy, the Iranian striker. I think he's going to miss the game tonight. So that threat, do you know what I mean? But we can't just go into the game thinking, it's only Porto. Do you know what I mean? They're fourth in their league, and they've got Champions League pedigree. Our players,
they're consistently there, aren't they? No,
I've got no experience. Our players have not, apart from Arteta, who's the manager, have got no experience in the Champions League. So this will a new one for us.
Because what is this now? No, this is round of 16, right?
16, round 16.
Yeah, round of 16. Yeah.
So we need to get it because, as I said, smack bang in between that. You've got the Chelsea, the Man City, and we need to just get it done. We need to just get it done.
Your Man City game is at the Emirates, right?
No, away to Man City.
It's not Emirates. Etihad, sorry. Etihad, yeah, man. Yeah.
31st of March or the end of March.
Seen. Wow.
We need to do. We need
because we're playing them sooner.
Sorry?
I think we're playing them. We play City mid-March, I think.
Yeah, and you're playing them at home. Yeah, you've got them at home, have you? Or you're going to them?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you might be going. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. But
you need to turn up, D, please.
You got to do so.
Whatever
you can't get slapped, no. We can't get slapped, and just the chances we were giving to Luton worried me. So now we can't give City, Arsenal.
But you know what? The madness about
these kind of chances.
I know it hasn't been great.
Dig in.
It hasn't been great in the last, where you've played. Man City and Liverpool, you got slapped up 7-0 and all that. But I think there's a bit of confidence behind you, but you do give away a lot of chances. I'm going to say you do give away a lot of chances.
We're too easy to play through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and sometimes I wonder if he sees it, or is it just us fans seeing this and losing? Like I don't get. Sometimes I'm like,
that is
shore it up.
Yeah.
Shore up the midfield if we're getting played through it like that. Because, like I say, we can't play you Liverpool or City and play and give up this much chances and this easy to play through.
I remember we play you second game to last, at Old Trafford. So
which will matter. I think will matter. That game, that's a real.
Well, let me ask you this question. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Go on.
Let me ask you the question. This is a choice. We come to the Trafford, and knowing full well if we beat you, it means that Man City lose the title. Would you allow that to happen?
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, so that means you come to.
If you was the manager, if you was managing Man United and you knew that for Arsenal, for Man United, Man City not to win the 4P, and we need to beat you.
But that game was the last game of the season, though, is it?
No, but just say I'm just saying hypothetically.
All right,
what I mean.
I'm saying if that was the last game of the season, then there's conflict there, isn't it? Because City can't 4P. No, they cannot 4P. Because I think then it puts Pep in a real conversation. You know what I mean? Doing the treble is one thing, but 4P.
4P is another.
It's never been done, has it? It's never been done in the
I don't
Premier
think it's
League.
done. Not in the Premier League.
So
And I don't think
even way back in the day. I mean,
and I don't
way
think
back
no
in,
team will do it for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying? So.
but I think the saving grace is that City, like I said earlier, being a little bit disjointed. I think it goes to the last game of the season, though.
Right.
But I don't know if I'd want Arsenal to come to our ground and win the title.
I suppose that's the question. Yeah. If we were to come to your ground and win, like the many years ago,
boy, that would be shocking.
4p, man, and us winning the title. Shocking. That's what I was meant to say. 4p or us winning the title at your ground.
And the thing is,
you'll get over it, man. You get over it.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the thing is, I think you guys have done that before, though. I think you guys have
I know we've done it before, bro. Yeah, we've done it before, so we've done it twice at White Hart Lane and United. Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, that's the first time Arsenal have ever come to United and won the title at United's ground. So it's probably easier to stomach. But then, but I say they can't 4-peat, man. That would be shocking. I'd rather them win Champions League than 4-peat winning the title.
Yeah.
Like if I had to pick one. Go win the Champions League and let Arsenal win the title. Because I do think, unfortunately for Liverpool, just how their injuries have come now, it's awful timing because now is when you're flowing to, you know what I mean?
Remember,
you're hitting March
in the Europa League as well.
They're
gonna really have to rotate their players. You know what I mean?
So I think if Klopp is serious about the title challenge, he's gonna have to gamble in Europe. As in, play more academy than he'd like. Now, Scott, we're not playing tonight. No, because some of the games tonight, Scott, were like double game weeks, and it's not us. It's not
the I think Champions League is on the way.
Oh, is that what we're doing, Scott? I like you, Scott. What happened? Man, is that what we're doing? All right. I see you, bro. I see you, man. All right, okay.
Yo, man got wheeled in.
Yeah, trying to wheel me in. I'll let him know that nah, in the Premier League we're not playing.
Game week 20. No.
Yeah, all right, Scott. I see you, bro. I see where your head's at. It's okay. Well, I'll take that one on the chin, mate. You got me.
Scott, it was no. Sorry, you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. Yeah, you didn't mean it. But let's quickly move on to the what's going on fantasy league tape. If you've got it there, have you got it?
Yeah. Let me just click on the share screen. Sorry, Noms. I meant to do that earlier while we was talking.
Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly run through this because my game is starting in about 5 minutes. I need to go and catch the first half of that. Right, here we go. Let me just share this. Put that on there. All right. Obviously, sorry, guys, we can't make it any bigger. But Malcolm X is not too happy. She's still sitting in 15th place, I believe. She did score 72 points, I think it was.
I'm just bringing it up, Noms. I bring it up on my phone that way I can just give a good account. So we are. Wow, we have this Emmanuel guy. I think this is one of Chile's boys. Emmanuel. He's on a mad one, mate. Wow. He's hit the 1500 point, 1546. Wow. He's clean gone at the moment. Like he's got me and Del Grady just kind of wishing we were. But you know what? The 14. Yeah, 1491, 1494.
Scott is in 7th.
Where's Scott at? Yeah, man's like Scott, solid 85. I don't know if he's got if Scott's got any Liverpool players in his team today. I can actually look. Yeah. Has he got the Liverpool players? No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't got any Liverpool players.
Game week 26 today, isn't it?
And he played his wild card. I see you, Scott, with that wild card.
Malcolm X. I think she. What did she do with the captain? Can you see what she did with Saka?
Yeah,
I think she.
I'm going to click on it now. I'm going to click on Jay now. What did Jay do?
I think she made him captain.
Yeah, she captained me. Yeah, solid 30 points for her. Yeah, which was good. Yeah, that was a good shout. So the thing is, it's when you're getting players just scoring 1 and 2 points and no points. That's what really hurts you, man. But I don't know whether the West Ham player, whether he played or not. If not, she'll get the 2 points from Cliver in midfield. So that will take her to 80 points, hopefully. And she'll get the 2 points from Nebraska on the bench. So that will take her to 82 points. So she's all right, man. For the first season in there, she's doing good because it's not easy to navigate. It's hard to navigate because it's just understanding the form, understanding when you got the blank like next week because of the final, you're going to have a blank game week for some teams. 4 teams are not going to play. So if you got them players, you got to either bench them or take a hit or use a chip to do that. So yeah, did all my free transfers last week. Yeah, I hear you, Scott. Like last week, I triple captain Haaland and he nearly let me down, man. Because that blank game and he scored yesterday. I thought if he didn't score yesterday, that's a waste of a triple captain, boy. You know what I mean? So he got us out of jail. All those that gambled on him. You know, he got what did he get? He got 30 points. He might get probably 32 with the bonus system. He might get another point or two with the bonuses as well. So, but yeah, so we are. You're seeing how competitive we are, Norms. I'm looking at so Scott was on the rise. So was Mark Connolly on the rise. So was Shay. So I'm looking at the green arrows. We got a few green arrows there. Kofi on the decline with a 55. I know what Kofi's thinking there. And a guy called Adam Weaver, solid 92 points. So it's got him moving up. He's in 13th. So yeah, man, we're doing all right, man. It's been very competitive.
Cool.
But we've got to rein Emmanuel in. We've got to rein this guy in, man. He's running away with it.
Right. Let me just quickly share the what's going on prediction league table, and it has somewhat stayed the same. You know, as you can see from
me and Chili both Reds.
Both Reds. You didn't get your scores right at all. Kofi on 17 points, only 2 points behind you. I'm on 16 points, and Ez on 13 points. So 13. As it stands, Ez is still in for the chili challenge, the very hot chili challenge. So we will see what happens come season. Listen, still a long way to go. Still 13 games to go. We're into game week 26. So hopefully you guys will get your predictions in for this weekend. And
I didn't even check them games yet to see what's out there.
Yeah, big up to you, Scott. I'm about to duck off myself because I'm going to go watch the game, mate. Take care, man. It's been a pleasure. But yeah, so let me stop sharing that and just get back here. So listen, again, please, as I said, guys, thank you for joining us in the chat. Hit that like button. Just on my, if I've frozen, it's because my thing just dropped out a minute ago. So if you see me freeze, that's the reason why. But listen, subscribe and share if you're new. For those people that have come on the show for the first time, I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, subscribe and share. Join us again next week as we go for another What's Going On podcast. Take care, and we will see you next week. God bless.